Welcome back. It's been nearly 1 week since the Supreme Court issued its historic ruling overturning Roe v. Wade. The landmark Dobbs v. Jackson decision has activated trigger laws in 13 states, which have effectively banned abortions, with exceptions, a few of them there. Joining us now is the governor of one of those states, Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves. Governor, thank you so much for taking the time. Obviously a very sensitive topic for many across this country. We take it state by state, as the Supreme Court has handedly done. I want to talk to you about the Gestational Age Act, which was at the center of the Dobbs v. Jackson, essentially banning abortion after 15 weeks, the point at which a pregnancy, some argue, becomes viable. Mississippi has gone further and acted on its 2007 trigger law, which bans all abortions, but there are exceptions in the case of rape or danger to the life of the mother. Expand on this, the recent overturning of Roe v. Wade, and where Mississippi stands today going further on abortion.
Well, thanks for having me on this morning, Sean. I'm very pleased to serve the governor of the state of Mississippi, because our people are a God-fearing people, and the reason that the elected officials were able to pass this legislation and ultimately defend it in court is because this is what our people in Mississippi want. They want us to protect life. They want us to stand up for those who cannot stand up for themselves. And I just have never been prouder to be a Mississippian than I was when, after nearly 50 years of fighting this battle, the Supreme Court came in for us and overturned Roe. So where that finds us today is in a situation in which we do have a trigger law. That trigger law was passed in 2007. And I like to note that when it was passed in Mississippi, we had a Democrat Speaker of the House. We had a Democrat chairman of the Public Health Committee. And that just kind of tells you how far Democrats have gone to the left on this issue in America in just a short 15 years. But that trigger law requires that our Attorney General, if and when Roe is overturned, to certify that fact, which she did on Monday. And therefore, our trigger law should go into effect 10 days thereafter, which would be on or around 1 week from today, next Thursday, approximately the 7th of January.
Do you believe that a federal court will push back on this, as we've seen in some other southern states?
Well, we've been sued already. The Attorney General did, in fact, certify on Monday. By Monday afternoon, the Jackson Women's Health Organization, the exact same group that we were in litigation all the way up to the United States Supreme Court in the Dobbs case, has already sued, claiming a state right to an abortion. And so I'm hopeful that our Supreme Court in Mississippi will hear that case very quickly, throw it out as the nonsense that it is, and that our trigger law will, in fact, go into effect by next Thursday.
All right, still a battle there in Mississippi nonetheless. I wanted to just ask you one final thought on this. If it indeed goes through some of the hurdles which seem to be in place, these hurdles, but if that is overcome by what you say the Mississippi people want, what would be the penalties for those that do practice abortions in your state, sir?
Well, we have a state medical licensure board, and that state medical licensure board's responsibility is to ensure that every practicing physician, whether through telemedicine or otherwise, that every practicing physician actually complies with the laws of the state of Mississippi, in addition to practices medicine in a way that is acceptable to that licensure board. And so should any physician violate our laws, they're going to lose their medical license in our state, and they'll have an inability to practice here in Mississippi.
Just really quickly, critics to your trigger law, what do you say to them on that?
Well, look, there are always critics out there, but what I say to critics on this issue repeatedly is really quite simple. We believe that that is a child in that womb, and that child does not have the ability to stand up for themselves, and that's why people like myself and other in the pro-life movement have to stand up for those who can't stand up for themselves.
I'll leave it right there. Governor of Mississippi Tate Reeves taking the time for our viewers this morning. Governor, thank you. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.